Hi, friends. I don't have my camera on today because I'm going to be switching back and forth between screens, and I definitely don't want my face to get in the way of your learning. So, what we are going to be doing today is we're going to continue learning about reading maps. And I have this screen up because this is where we left off last time. This was your homework last time. So, in a second, I want you to hit pause so you can go and get your workbook. I'm going to show you the answers to this activity, but don't bother looking at the answers if you haven't done it yet. And then I have a special brain pop for us about reading maps. So hit pause now, go get your notebook, and come back. Okay, friends. So this is the answer to the workbook page. So if you noticed, the blue desks match the blue desk. Everything matches what the key says. Everything matches what the key says. So yours should look pretty darn similar to this. And even if your colors aren't the same, like the green and the blue and the brown and the yellow and the red, as long as your pictures here match the color of the picture in the key, you're fine. But what we're going to do today is we're going to learn more about reading maps and we're going to learn more about different kinds of maps. But let's take a second and let's listen to a brain pop with Ann and Moby.
Cool. We just got an invitation to Becca's party. The party will be at Madison Park. Uh, yeah, I'm not sure where that is either. We better look at a map. What is a map? A map is a tool that shows details about an area. A map can show continents or countries. It can also show states or towns and cities. Maps can show streets and roads and landmarks that make a place special. A globe is a map on a round model that shows places all over Earth. Precipitation maps show how much rainfall or snowfall an area gets. Transportation maps show subway or bus routes. Landform maps can show mountains, deserts, or plains. Natural resource maps show resources like coal, oil, or minerals. And there are population maps that can show you how many people live in a place. Maps can help you find your way around, too. Maps use symbols, and the map key tells you what they mean. Not exactly, Moby. What is a map key? A map key is a chart that explains what symbols mean on a map. It's also called a legend. This is a map of New York. And here's the map key. On this map, a black dot stands for a city. A star stands for the state capital. An airplane stands for an airport. And lines stand for highways and roads. There are also other symbols that stand for bodies of water, parks or forests, and mountains. Oh, and a star inside of a circle stands for the country's capital. Maps can have different symbols, so it's important to always look at the key. That's a compass rose. But what does a compass rose do? A compass rose is a tool that shows north, south, east, and west on a map. It helps you find your way and understand directions to and from places. Let's see. We're here at school. If we go north, we'll get to the museum. If we go west, we'll get to City Hall. Well, the hospital is south, but it's also east. So it's southeast of us. The post office is north and west, so it's northwest of us. I have an easy way to remember the order of the directions. Never eat soggy waffles. Becca's party is at Madison Park. Let's look at the map to see where it is. To get to the park, first you go east on Pine Street. Then you go north on Lincoln Way. Right, Moby. There are different ways to get to the park. I don't know which way is faster, but I know how to find out. What is a map scale? I know that scales help you measure things.
We haven't done map scales, friends.
A map scale compares distance on a map to distance on Earth. The scale helps you figure out how far things are apart from each other. You often find the scale in the map key. On this map, every inch stands for 1 mile. City Hall is about 3 inches from the library. That means they are 3 miles from each other. Different maps have different scales, so you should always check the map key. Really? You found a shortcut to Madison Park? Hey, that's not a shortcut for me.
Okay, friends, so that was a really good intro video. So we're going to go back to our lessons, and you have your workbook. Let me enlarge the screen. So I'm hoping that you did okay on these lessons. All right. So let's take a look at this picture. This is actually part of your next assignment, but just look at the computer for me. You don't need to worry about your book right now. Take a look at this picture. What do you see? What do you notice? What looks familiar? Okay. I hope you are saying that this is a map of, good, that it's a map period, but it's a map of what? Yes, it is a map of a school. Nice. And how do we know just by looking at this that it's a map? There are two things on it that we know makes it a map. Okay. And those two things are the compass rose. Doo-doo-doo. And it has a title, doesn't it? Okay, so titles have maps have a title, and it also has a compass rose. So, what place do you think this is? And we kind of already said it's a school. But why do you think it's a school? Why, besides the title, makes us think that this is a school? Yeah, there's an office, there's a library, there's a multi-purpose room, and a playground. Good. It shows a school. It certainly does show a school. So, who might use this map? Students might use the map. Or what if there were a substitute teacher and they didn't know their way around? Excellent. So, we're going to be reading a story about students who use this map on a treasure hunt. So let me get the article and I am going to be reading it to you guys. I'm sure you can see this okay. The right kind of map. There are all kinds of maps. Ms. Poole's class went looking for a map. What kind of map was it? Today we made a map of our school. Ms. Poole gave us the outline of our map and a list of words. We filled in the map. Then Ms. Poole said, "Who likes to ice skate?" We all stared at her. What does ice skating have to do with maps? Okay, so there's the map of the school we just looked at. And the story continues. "I will take the class ice skating," said Miss Poole. "But first, you have to find a map for me. We need a map that shows where the ice rink is. Here is a clue. The map is somewhere in our school." So we set off on a map hunt. First, we went to the library. Oh my gosh, friends, wouldn't that be so fun to be able to go ice skating together? I think that would be so, so, so much fun. So, who's telling the story? Who's telling the story? Our class made a map. My teacher, Ms. Poole. Who is telling the story? Did you guess that it was a student? I hope so. Good. All right. So, on the second page, she gives the clue that the map is somewhere in the school. So let's take a look. Can we find the office? Point to the office. Good. Okay. Where is it in our school? Where is the map in our school? Use your compass rose. So, where is the office in the school? Is it on the north side, the south side, the east side, or the west side? Okay. Now point to the multipurpose room on the map. And there it is. Good. Where is it? Would you say it's north, south, east, west? Yeah, it's kind of up in here. So if you remember on the brain pop, Moby was asking about things that are off to the side, and Annie was saying, well, it's north and east, so it's northeast. So that would be in here, that little NE that we would write. Good. So let's look at the classrooms on the map. How can you tell where one classroom ends and another begins? How can you tell? Do they have walls? Do you think those are walls? But do we know? Oh, look, I made it nice and big. But can we tell for sure those are walls? And if these are walls, what in the world is this? Let's see if we can find out. So let's find Ms. Poole's room. Point to it. Good. Which is near to Miss Poole's room, the library or the computer lab? Good. It was definitely the library. How will the students get from Ms. Poole's room to the library? What direction will they head? Here's Miss Poole's room. Here's the library. Think about the brain pop. Look at your compass rose. What way goes from left to right? Left to right. Are we heading east there, do you think? Okay. Oh, yep, we're heading east. Nice job. Okay, so let's go back and read the next page in the story. At the library, we found a globe. A globe is like a map of the earth, but it's not flat. A globe is shaped like a ball. It is a 3D model of the Earth. A globe shows the shapes and sizes of areas on Earth. We saw land and water. We saw many countries. We counted 7 continents and 5 oceans. We saw areas of snow and ice, but we could not find the ice rink. We could not find the ice rink. So, friends, here are our continents. Let me get my special tablet over here. All right, so here are our continents: North America, Europe, Asia, South America, Africa, Australia, and Antarctica. So I am going to find a song about the continents, and I'll be sure to include that on the website. And also, it shows oceans. There's the Arctic Ocean up here. Okay. There's the Pacific Ocean and the Atlantic Ocean and the Indian Ocean and the Southern Ocean. But some people actually count 7 oceans, and that would be the Arctic Ocean here. Then they consider the North Atlantic to almost be separate from the South Atlantic. And then there's the Indian Ocean. And then some people consider the North Pacific separate from the South Pacific. And then there is the Southern Ocean, which is known as the Antarctic Ocean also. So some people count 5, some people count 7, and that's okay. Okay, so let's get back to our treasure hunt story. And I don't know why this page always collapses every time I get out of it. Okay, so that's the same map that we just saw. So what can we see on a globe? What do you see over here? What did we just go over? What can we see over here? Is that a globe right there? Yeah. So what can we see on the globe? Can we see the same things that we saw on the map, except it's round? Let's find out. Yep, land and water. Land and water. So how is the globe like a map, like a world map? How are they the same? Take a minute and think about that. And if you have somebody there, tell them or tell me on the computer. Maybe if you give me a super good answer, I might hear you. Ooh, I heard some great answers. Oh, I heard that one too. So not everything is labeled. You're right. Okay, so let's see what the answers are. Okay, they both show land and they both show water. That is definitely for sure. Okay, how are they different? Well, we already said one. One is flat and one is round. Yep. One is flat and this one is 3-dimensional. That means it has length and width. It's not just a circle, it's actually a sphere. It's actually a sphere. So let's look carefully at the map. Okay, let's look carefully at the map. There are large areas of maps that are called continents. Can you guys say continents? And look at how it's spelled. Continents. Let's use what we know about syllables. How many times do you drop your jaw when you say the word continents? You're right. Continents. 3 times. You have 3 separate vowel sounds. There are 3 syllables. Nice job. Continents. So I need a continent song for sure. Find each of the 7 continents. We already did that, but there they are, nice and labeled. We live in the continent of North America, and we've actually talked about that before, but it's nice that on this map, one difference that it didn't say is on a flat map, you can see all of the continents at once without having to flip it or turn it. Whereas with a globe, you might have to spin it, but I still think globes are pretty awesome. Okay, so the 5 oceans, here we go. There they are. And remember, some people consider the North Pacific and South Pacific, and the North Atlantic and the South Atlantic. Okay, so which ocean is east of North America? So here's our compass rose, right? East is that way. Here's North America. Point to the ocean that is east of North America. What is it? Good, the Atlantic Ocean. Let's go back to North America. Which ocean is west of North America? West, going out this way. What ocean is that? Good, you got that one too. So world maps show a large area in a small space. A continent on a map is just a few inches wide. That's crazy, just a few inches wide. In a real world, as I hope you guys know, a continent is many miles across. In fact, let me ask Google how wide North America is. Okay, Google, how many miles across the United States is it?
These are the top results.
Uh, okay. Oh, so it's 2,800 miles wide. Wow. It's actually less wide than I thought it was. Interesting. So 2,000 miles, 2,800 miles, North America. Actually, I think I said the United States. Huh. I'll have to go back and look at that later. Okay, so we're going to continue reading the story. We're going to read the next page of our student text. Oh, and here it is. So when I just got that reading of 2,800 miles, it was from coastline all the way out to the tip. Okay, so here's the United States map. Here's our compass rose. Here's Alaska, because it would be up here if we didn't see it. And then they put Hawaii. This is called an inset map because Hawaii would be way off on the screen. We wouldn't be able to see it. Okay, so they went to the library and then they went to Mr. Miller's room. He had a map of the United States on his wall. This map showed all 50 states. We found the state of California. We found the compass rose. We saw that Oregon is north of California, but we could not find the ice rink. Okay, so look on this map. See if you can find California. I'll give you a hint. It's in the west if you haven't found it. Okay, so here it is here, California. And point to the compass rose. Good. It's right here. And then Oregon is north of California. So if we go to California, north is up. So if we go up, we should find Oregon. And there it is. There it is. And they said that they still could not find the ice rink. I wonder if we're ever going to be able to find the ice rink. Okay. Where is our state? Okay, so if you were in California and you went north to Oregon, keep going north. We are the most northern of the lower 48 states. There's 50 states, but Alaska is not connected and neither is Hawaii. Is our state closer to the Pacific Ocean or the Atlantic Ocean? So look at your oceans on both sides. Look at your oceans on both sides. Here's one and here's one. Which are we closer to? Good, the Pacific. Are any states larger than ours? Yeah, does look like it, huh? Which one stands out as being really big? Boop. Texas is huge. And some of you might remember that my brother lives there. Yeah, Texas is a super big state. And when you drive through it from this little tip here all the way to Louisiana, oh my goodness, it takes forever. Okay. Are any states smaller than ours? Oh, yeah, let's go over to the East Coast. Let's take a trip over here to the east. We're heading east. Look at all these teeny tiny states: Maryland, Delaware, New Jersey, Connecticut, Rhode Island. My cousin lives in Rhode Island. That's that teeny square right there. Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire. They're all smaller than our states. West Virginia. Wow. There's a lot smaller than our state. I like our state. I think it's just perfect for us. So if you look at our state, is our state more north or more south than other states? I agree. It's at the top, and I can hear Arlo and Morgan saying, "Well, it's northwest, Mrs. Knudson, because the states are here and you go north and west." Good job. It is northwest. So that would be where that little spoke comes out. Yeah. So, oh, I kind of said that already because the next question in is it farther east or is it farther west? So we know we're farther north. We're farther north, but are we on the east coast of the United States or the west coast of the United States? Well, we're definitely here on the west. Okay. Well, this is where we are going to leave off for today because we've learned a lot. But I will see you at our next lesson where we will continue to read maps and work in our workbook. And I'm going to look for that continent and ocean song. So until then, you guys have a great day, my friends.